Samuel Morton.
That's another one. The name escapes me.
I just can read it real fast.
Okay, go ahead.
It's damn B. It says, what we do know about the 51 begins only with a gruesome postscript. In 1840, a Cuban doctor named Jose Rodriguez Cisneros dug up their bodies, removed their heads, and shipped their skulls to Philadelphia. He did so at the request of Samuel Morton, a doctor anonymous and the first physical anthropologist in the United States, who was building a collection of crania to study racial differences. And thus the skulls of the 51 turned into objects to be measured, weighted, and filled with lead shot and measured again. It says Morton, who was white, used the skulls of the 51 as he did all those in his collection to define the racial categories and hierarchy still entrenched into our world today. After his death in 1851, his collection continued to be studied, added to, and displayed. In the 1980s, the skulls, now at the University of Pennsylvania Museum of Archaeology and Anthropology, began to be studied again, this time by anthropologists with ideas very different from Morton's. They knew that society, not biology, defines race. They treated the skulls as representatives of one diverse but united human family, beautiful and fascinating in their variation. They also used the history of the Morton collection to expose the evils of racism, sometimes using skulls in lectures and exhibits on those topics.
Yeah, right, because when they had us in slavery, they wanted to try to justify by saying that you're just an inferior people. And it wasn't just the so-called Negroes, the Jews, it was the whole other tribes. They called Indian savages, and the only savage was truly the so-called white man.
That's right.
They try to call the Indian savages, right? They try to say we're troublemakers. And everything that they're guilty of, they label us so that they can convince themselves that they're right and holy people. That's why when they see you walk down the street, they feel the need to call the cops or harass you, accuse you of taking their phone or whatever, because they've been taught in schools that we're something wrong, you know, the psychology behind it, that we're guilty. Yeah. That you have evil intentions, you're up to no good, right?
It's really them.
Right, it's really them.
And Jake really learned all this shit from y'all.
Yeah, the real niggas is you conquistadors, you colonizers, you Edomites, so-called white people. You're the real niggas. Act just like a nigga.
And to add on to that, you know, they like to justify and say we the bad people, but let's go back to what they did in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Burnt that whole city down because they saw that we was doing good, and they burnt the whole city down, killed people and stuff. But we the niggas.
Right, and then take it out of the school book. Why didn't I learn that in middle school or high school? Oh, because you devils are ashamed of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why you got to suppress our history. And you try to sweep everything that you're guilty of under the rug.
That's right.
And that's why I said this whole society is established upon lies. That the truth come out is a problem. You already technically lost all your holidays. You used to rejoice and enjoy all your holidays. Now every holiday, the truth comes out. You got a plethora of videos exposing you the same top holidays. 4th of July, racist. Thanksgiving, one of the most racist. Christmas, evil background. It's all coming out, man, because you established it upon lies. So a quick script to Jeremiah. This is Genesis 36:8. It says, Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of Edomites in Mount Seir. See, so when the Most High says Mount Seir, who's he talking about? You Edomites. He's not looking at the land and he's like, man, I'm just pissed off with that piece of rock right there. No, he's talking about the people, because that name is on you. And I got another one here. Go ahead.
And also, you know, they still call them in the scriptures. They call it Dukes of Edom. To this day, they still call themselves Duke this and Duke that, and You know,
Dukes
over
of
there.
Hazzard.
Yeah, kind.
Yep, I had one of them toy cars.
That's a spirit because I was typing in Dukes and you said Dukes and Hazards.
It's like 12 and 6. Because the land is the people, but gotta get it. Gotta get it.
And it says, just to, so like, show the camera, they got these skulls of so-called white people, Asian people, African people. It says, Caucasoid, it says, light skin, rosy gold, brown shades. Which it ain't nothing brown in you Edomites besides your freckles.
Yeah, you wish you had brown. That's why you got melanin injections. And you got people who look like a bunch of damn Barbie dolls out there with Botox lips and melanin injections. They just look fucking weird.
Yeah.
Because they want that natural glow that we have.
Yeah, they got that Kylie Jenner. You ever seen how she looked without the plastic
Yeah, she
surgery?
looks hideous.
Hideous.
Like that damn daddy.
He give me second Maccabees 5.
Still one of the Jeremiah 49.
Yeah, you can still with that. Second Maccabees 5 and 19.
Alright. Just a little bit more on this. It says,
Actually, you can drop this one.
drop this.
Who said that?
Black bitch. They lost.
Go ahead.
We say 12 and 6. This is Zechariah chapter 12 and verse 6. In that day will I make the governors of Judah like a heart of fire among the wood, and like a torch of fire in a sheath. And they shall devour all the people round about on the right hand and on the left. And Jerusalem shall be inhabited again in her own place, even in Jerusalem.
So Jerusalem shall be inhabited again in her own place, even in Jerusalem. That's how you know that Jerusalem is a people before it's a place.
Right.
Because the people will be inhabited again in their own place, even in Jerusalem. So how can Jerusalem inhabit itself in Jerusalem? It's talking about the people. And yes, that is our land. So we are attached to the people, right? The Lord said, you know, called us Jerusalem, called us Israel, called us Mount Zion, Jacob. Let's see, Jeshurun. He also called us another name of the land. I believe it was the land where King David dwelt. I forget how it goes. But he got a bunch of names for us. But it's all affiliated with Jerusalem, Israel, Mount Zion, the holy city. Yeah, when he says the holy city, what is he talking about? Is he talking about the buildings? Right? Is he talking about the electricity and the wires? Oh, this is a holy city. He's talking about the people.
Right.
Oh, that's it there. Revelation 21 and 3.
It says second Maccabee.
5 and 19.
This is Second Maccabees chapter 5 and verse 19. It reads, nevertheless, the Most High did not choose the people for the place's sake, but the place for the people's sake.
See, that's the place for the people's sake. You know? Because the Most High cares about the people more than the actual place. He tells you he loves the place, but he said the people. You know? The scriptures tell you he look upon Jerusalem every single day from morning to sundown, every day of the year. And the scripture says he's angry with the wicked every day. He sees everything that goes on in that side of the place every single day. Every single day he see all the wickedness that goes over there. And that's why that place got to get loose. Because it's all, man, who knows how much they done turned down and built up in the name of lies. And all the wicked, filthy acts that go on over there. You hear about all these abuse from a Catholic priest and all that. Imagine over there. Where they orally circumcise children with the lips, man. They do all kind of stuff.
Blood sacrifice, having gay parades in the Holy Land, eating kosher pork.
Disgusting. I mean, there's a book called The 13th Tribe, where you have people go over there and examine them, because if they are so-called God's people, they should exhibit some of the Most High's traditions, and all he found was a bunch of wicked ass people, filthy, disgusting ass people committing filthy, disgusting ass acts, right? And which is why that title of that book basically says sarcasm,
Yeah.
because saying that
It was mockery.
y'all the people, and there got to be a 13th tribe, because the Spirit of the Lord ain't dealing with y'all at all, right? You guys know.
Yeah, and over there they got a whole store that's just got all pork, from candy, from cereal, and all kinds of stuff. They got a whole pork store.
Yeah, how you-
People that just eat direct from pork and shit.
How you gonna be in the land of Israel but you got pork stores? You shouldn't be allowed to sell pork. You should be shipping that shit out, trading and selling it. But why do you have a pork? Why, if I was to go to Jerusalem, I shouldn't have an option for pork on a restaurant. First thing I'm gonna say is, wait a minute, I thought this was the holy city. Is
Okay.
it not in the law that thou shalt not eat swine?
Oh, this is
Right.
cautious.
That don't even make any damn sense.
This is blessed by the priest.
I had this this is Second Ezra chapter 5 and verse 24. And of all the lands of the whole world thou hast chosen thee one pit, and of all the flowers thereof one lily, and of all the depths of the sea thou hast filled thee one river, and of all the builded cities thou hast hollowed Zion unto thyself. Basically showing that that's the Lord's favorite place, along with the people of that place, the Israelites. Yeah, that's really what I wanted to do. I wanted to jump to
Well, that's what you get.
Revelation
Yep.
21 and
Okay.
3. This is Revelation chapter 21 verse 3. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of Yahweh is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and Yahweh himself shall be with them and be their God. And Yahweh shall wipe away all the tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away.
It's like I skipped. Start at the top.
Oh.
I mean, I went in verse 2.
Okay, this is I'm gonna start at the top. Revelation chapter 21, verse 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yahweh out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
What is that holy city talking about? It's talking about actual people. It's talking about the people. Because the city is the people. Did not the Lord say the kingdom is within you? Because we are the people. I mean, the kingdom is the people. The reason, why do we call this Esau society, the land of Esau, Edom? This is their society. Because they're in rulership. You know that if you get racially profiled, and you, by saying, you're going to run the light or whatever, in your mind, you like, well, wait a minute, this cop is bullshitting me. I know if I go to the court of justice that it should come out, everything should come out right, justice should be served. But you know that it's not going to go through, justice truly won't be served, because you know who's going to be the judge, the Edomites. It's the people. You know that your case that you presented is not going to go through because the people who's ruling is Esau, Edom. This is their kingdom. Because when it's time to go through the authorities, you already know who you're going to, the people. That's why they do the things they do, because they know, like, who's going to stop them. These Edomite cops, they hate body cameras. Because before then, they'll just kill you and say, oh, he threatened my life. They still do the shit. And they know there's not going to be any investigation. They're just going to say, oh, okay. Well, here it is, you just lost your loved one. You want justice to be served, but you're not. It's just not going to happen because of the people. This is why this society, Esau, as long as Esau's in power, this is a society.
Yeah.
Right? So these Edomites, they want to run from the nationality. They can't. They can't say, well, we ain't living over there. That don't mean that means that's not us. No, you are Mount Seir. You are Basel. You You are the dukes. You are Esau Edom.
You did a video on Cap. Then he slap her Jake,
Yeah.
and then he lied about it.
Yeah. The devil lied about
So
it.
like, what was it? His body cam or was it his partner body cam?
His partner
Partner.
told him his body cam showed.
Cause he turned his body cam off.
And the devil lied about it. So he just assaulted him. They beat him down and they lied about it. That's what the devil does, man.
Crazy.
So you can't expect. It's because it's their kingdom. It's because the people who's ruling. When we're ruling, and that's why the Lord said we the city. We are the city. That's why He said I would dwell in them. He's not just looking at the land and say whoever can make it in this land is my people. Guess what? Everybody be killing each other to get on that side of it. Would nobody be living over here right now? Right? Because the Lord didn't say by the end of the days whoever's living in that land is my people. No, it's not about the land. It's about the people. The Lord looks on the inward part.
Right, remember that video a few years ago that Ishmaelite woman put up on YouTube, begging us to come back over there, but you know, we can't. We gotta wait on the Lord to put us in that land.
Yeah.
But she know that the key to the peace being on the earth is us being in that land.
Right.
We need our rulership and our power back. But it's got to be through Yahweh Shai because our people won't accept us. Our people won't accept us. You know, they won't allow an Israelite to be a president. And even if they did, your own people gonna go against you. You know, here it is. You got a Jake running for president. 2 nominees, the Jake and the damn devil. But you saying, listen, I'm an Israelite. Not afraid of Heavenly Father. I'm gonna try to change the ways towards the scriptures, educate our people. Your own people gonna say, nope, I don't want to vote for the nigga. I'm gonna go for the cracker.
Yeah.
Don't even know what the cracker's about, but because it's not you, you know, they ain't got no respect for you. They ain't got no respect for you. We gotta have our Lord.